Hello, Lihan. Good evening. So yeah, hello, welcome back everyone to another episode of Sengoku Basara live stream. And last time I was playing as Lady No, and it ended abruptly because of a power outage. And not gonna lie, it really pissed me off when that happened yesterday. So I decided, you know what, let's just do this one more time. Okay, let's play as Lady No from start to end, so I don't really want to spend too much time on the intros. Without further ado, let's get started. So yeah, as I was saying, Lady No's moveset is clearly taken from... I'm reading right now. All right, that's good, Leon. Lady No's moveset, it was completely taken from Ebony and Ivory, Dante's guns from Devil May Cry. You will see once we play as her. By the way, is my voice clear enough? Can you hear me? Okay, hello, Kaboom Pals, welcome. So again, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, where do we start? Of course, let's start with Okahazama. Sound pretty clear? Thank you. Let's start with basics.
No, あなた様こそが天上天下の王と信じておりますれば、天下人となられるその日まで戦目としておそばに仕えとうございます。
はっ、よかろう。
僕も。
天下ですか。 しばらく楽しめそうですね。
Welcome, Brandon and Brainer. Yeah, we're restarting Lady No tonight. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Yeah, I'm really hopeful that there's no power outage. I mean, I'm streaming late at night right now. Alright, here we go, Okazama. It's funny that last time we stopped here. Well, I'm actually restarting the game. Nah, I just love playing as Lady No. She's just... You see, if you're familiar with Devil May Cry, you can clearly tell that this moveset is Ebony and Ivory from Dante's Guns. I think you can unlock Ebony and Ivory in this game if you play No in hard mode. Her attacks are just shooting non-stop. Yeah, and her Basara attack is summoning a satellite laser. I like this move. Wait. She just summoned a Gatling gun or a minigun. Gonna take out all of the officers. Gunslinger waifus are the best. Hello, Sakuya. I appreciate the compliment. I like how she wields the gun in her, on a horse. Ow. Satellite attack. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sakuya, like I said. Okay. Again, appreciate it. Okay, Sakuya, I'll let me do the promoting. I think that's enough. Guns are cool? Absolutely. And apparently Noah has infinite ammos as well. Like Dante. Ow. It's magic. And to take out Yoshimoto. We all do. Bang.
Hey! マロを誰と心得おる街道一の弓取り今川義元でおじゃるよ今からでも遅いマロのそばに来るのがよいぞ
狛江などに天下が取れるものか
Archers.
いい声で泣くでおじゃるよ。
Yeah. Archers are useless against gunslingers.
風流でおじゃる。風流でおじゃるの。マロと遊ぶか。そんなに死にたいでおじゃるか。誰かおらんか。マロを助けよう。
お味はいかが？
何事か。
Easy peasy.
いただくよ。さあ、行くわよ。
今日へ登ろう。
大したことないのね。この勝ち戦、あなた様に捧げますれば。
He has Kenshin's themes. Yeah, so what I notice here, Berainer, is that all of the NPC bosses have Kenshin's theme. At least in this game. So when you fight Yoshimoto, Ujimasa, Ieyasu, Motochika, and Motonari, they all have Kenshin's theme. Weird. It is what it is. Speaking of Kenshin, well, Kenshin defeated Itsuki there. Let's see, let's fight Motochika
マムシの血が騒ぐわ。
and take control of Shikoku. This game surely suffers from first game syndrome. It's very noticeable. Oh yeah, absolutely. In Basara 2, they all have their own themes. Yep. Yeah, Basara. Oh, damn it. Basara 1 to Basara 2 is kind of like Dynasty Wars 2 to 3. Basara 1 is a it's an experimental game from Capcom to make a Dynasty Warriors game or Musou game with the style of Devil May Cry, but Basara 2 is where they actually got it right. Yeah, now she's wielding dual shotgun with infinite ammo. Semi-automatic shotguns. Beat that, like I said, beat that, Dante. Oh. They can have 2 rocket launchers in DMC5, so it's safe to say he did beat dual shotguns. Fair enough. I just like playing as Lady No here. She's having fun committing war crimes. Just love how this takes place in the Sengoku period, or the Sengoku Jidai. Yet everyone is almost everyone has World War I, World War II weapons, artillery. I can't even pronounce it right. Artilleries, I think. You do.
一両具足ってもんを見せてやれや。
I like that satellite lasers don't just shoot your enemies or blast your enemies, they also suck the enemies in. If I recommend Sengoku Basara to someone who wants to start the franchise, I would just tell them to skip the first game. I feel like there's no reason to go back to it, which is real unfortunate. Yeah, I usually when someone is wait, hold on. When I recommend someone to start Basara, it's always 2. It's kind of like when I recommend Onimusha, I always recommend 3, then 4. Then if you want to go back to 1 and 2, sure you can. And it's also applies to Devil May Cry. When people recommend Devil May Cry, they usually said start with 3, 4, and 5, and then if you want to do a throwback, go to 1 and 2. Catch up to Moto Chica. Where I disabled the weapon. Alright, gonna fight Motochika's AT-AT. Satellite lasers. Bang. Ah, I missed.
戦いってやつが好きだわ。安心しろ。死んだら海に流してやっから。
したことないのね。この勝ち戦、あなた様に捧げますれば。
Okay. Oh, we got an item. Save, of course. That Shikoku belongs to the Oda. Uesugi defeated the Dante. Impressive. Oh, the Tokugawa defeated the Takeda. I'll go there later. Let's take care of the Mori. Let's go west first. Oh, we unlock a new move. Ah, this looks cool. Let's use the butterfly revolvers. Battle of Takamatsu.
水攻めを開始して1週間、まもなく城は没するはずです。敵方、高松城より船で急襲来ます。この高松城を沈めると申すか。
Fun fact, this move is her default special attack in Devil Kings.
覚悟は決めた。あとは戦うのみよ。 本の向こう手に敵多数。
Gun kata magic's time. Yep.
報告します。壊滅です。兵など所詮捨て駒よ。 門が持ちませる排水の陣とは。いただくよ。いただくよ。いただく。いただくよ。 今が木である。せめて緩めまい。拙者を倒すか。面白い。
私の力見せてやる。
なんてこった。
お味わい。
我らを追い詰めたこと。後悔せよ。
いただくよ。いただくよ。
これ以上持ちこたえられません。
今が攻め時ですよ、濃姫様。
Nice. For the record, guys, if I sound kind of tired, I apologize. I kind of want to lower my voice as well when it comes to streaming because I usually shout. It's a bad habit I'm trying to fix. Okay, get destroyed. Motonari is a tough boss, so I'd better be careful. The weird whip baton he has, and yeah, he's a clone of Kenshin as well. Him and Yoshimoto are clones of Kenshin. Satellite lasers?
されたか。使える者どもへ。
私の力見せてやる。お味はいかが？
計算してないぞ。なかなかできるようだ。それもここまで。我が城を沈めたこと
There we go.
後悔させてやろう。
いただく。いただく。
もう一度一輪見たのか。
大したことないのね。この勝ち戦、あなた様に捧げますれば。
Earlier today, I actually revisit Summer Warriors 1, and though the game aged better than Dynasty Warriors 4, I have to say Summer Warriors 1 didn't really age well as well as I remembered. Like, Summer Warriors 2 is definitely the better game than Summer Warriors 1. Same goes with Dynasty Warriors 5. To me, some people would argue, but Dynasty Warriors 5 is the better game than Dynasty Warriors 4. And in terms of the classic Koei Warriors games, I always come back to that. Dynasty Warriors 5, Summer Warriors 2, and the first two Archie games. Any game before Dynasty Warriors 5, I just can't go back to at this point. Yeah, and I also play as Magoichi. He was terrible in that game. I do like the weapon Motonaga using, even though it's a clone moveset. It is what it is. Okay, so we got two more opponents. Well, three. Because I do believe Nouhime's final opponent would be Mitsuhide, just like Nobunaga. So, gonna take out Zavi first. So, we're gonna conquer the west before we go to Kenshin. I'm just gonna use the butterfly guns. Oh, yeah. Magoichi was really, really bad in Summer Wars 1. I'm glad Magoichi gets better as the series progresses. Summer Wars 2, 3, 4, and then there's 5. We don't talk about that, Magoichi. Huh.
よく来ましたね。可愛いコーヒー継ぎ。本当の愛を知るがいいね。
君の悪い場所、冗談じゃないわ。おお、あなたの入信希望者ですか。あら、蝶が見えます。いただくよ。
Maybe they could have made a unique moveset with that weapon like they did with Oichi and Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes. Maybe. But they decided to give Watanabe a different weapon instead. Which I kind of like, you know. The giant ring blade. It could be something similar to Simai in Dynasty Warriors 8, yeah. Or not Motochika, what's his name? Yoshitsugu from Summer Warriors 4.
様、私たちにこの世のザビー様、お救いください。ああ、愛を理解しない哀れな者たちよ。
いただくわ。
我らが子羊が、あなたも共にザビー様を称えましょう。
私の力見せてやる。
チュー。
進出するのです。
いただくわ。いただくわ。慣れていく戦場の匂い。お花少女見えます。
私の科学力見せてあげましょう。
Like a zombie. Come on.
私の力見せて
He
やる。
sounds like Waluigi, not gonna lie. A Japanese Waluigi. Hup, hup.
天罰をも恐れぬ者め。天罰をも恐れぬ者め。
Oh.
私の力見せてやる。
Save it here.
お味はいかが？
で悔い改めよ。面白い。
いただくいただくわ。
まだ半分だよ。大逆転ですからね。
お前の兵を信者にしてやる。さあ頼れよ。ザビザビ。
Weirdos.
私の力見せてやる。
Wow.
お味はいかが？ごめんあそば。いただくわ。
こともなし。
Ah, yeah, zombies AT-AT.
空で奪ったものを
So it's not just Motochiko as an AT-AT.
これ私の攻撃よりすごいね。やっておしまい。
Gonna use a Death Star laser.
見せてやる。
ほら、やっぱり村に帰る。
Oh. That animation is just really good, by the way.
あなたなら幹部になれますよ。
Ranmaru is better than Suhime? No, you're not wrong. I like Ranmaru better than Suhime.
強的な方は大歓迎ですよ。
いただくわ、いただくわ、いただくわ、いただくわ、いただくわ、いただくわ、いただくわ。
Hey, welcome, No. No, my beloved. Yep. Welcome to the stream.
あなたのためなら死すら幸せ。
死んでも私の胸で
Nouhime is slow. Pretty much.
濃姫様すげえ殺しっぷり。
I would love for Hanmaru to come back, honestly, Brandon.
試練なのです。すげえやりますね。
聞こえませんか、ザビー様の声が。
Sengoku Basara No is the best. I agree.
世に入ってよかった。
私の力見せてやる。お味はいか
Aren't you from Lighties? I do see you often in Lighties stream. Oh no, you don't.
見せてやる。
I mean, I don't mind it. Light's a good lad.
そうよ。
Is this DMC2 or no? It's no. My god, DMC2. Yeah, I know people meme on DMC2. It's basically you just spamming the guns to win the game, right? By the way, hello King. Yeah, you know. Or maybe it's someone else. Because I do remember someone named No in other content creators stream. Zavi. That's exactly what you're doing. Yep, I'm playing DMC2 in Musou form.
あなたなら幹部になれますよ。
I think it was either Lighty or Chris Gildart. Maybe I'm wrong, but either ways, I'm glad you're here. It's just fitting, you know. No, and then I'm playing as Lady No. Wasabi Dawina. Yeah, the character that no one likes. Zavi. Oh yeah, so you are from I seen you, Lighty. Either way, I'm just glad you're here. Like I said. Let me beat the crap out of Zavi. Do you think he should come back? Just because we can have Zavi and Sorin together? Special occasion? Absolutely. You're just in time, No, as I play as No, beating Zavi, everybody's least favorite character. And he just, like, fighting... Zavi's an annoying boss, not because of how he fights. It's just, he just doesn't know when to shut up. See? Shut up! He's so annoying and forgettable, the enemy gets rid of him off screen. I'm a guy, by the way.
打ち首かくもんね
Either way, it's good. If you're a dude, that means you're a dude of culture. To me, no, in Basara is the second best girl. Best girl for me is Matsu. Don't at me.
大したことないのね。この勝ち戦、あなた様に捧げますれば。
I like Zavi, he is funny. I like him too, as a punching bag. Alright, the Uesugi is the final opponent before our unification. Sengoku Basara is on par with my favorite fictional character of all time, alongside Ada Wong. Nice. Yeah, Ada Wong. Yeah, Ada Wong's great. Probably best girl in Resident Evil. Yeah, Nobunaga's alive in no story mode. Oh yeah, since you're here, Brandon. In Devil Kings, this stage is called Bloomdale. It's Moira, RE Revelations 2, best girl. No, I plan this stream to be short, Brainer. One character at a time for me. Probably next time, probably another character for next time, because after this I want to go to sleep. Moira is the best. This series is dead, absolutely. I hope it comes back. Just imagine, like, imagine if Sengoku Basara 5 came out, or Capcom decided to drop Sengoku Basara 5 right after Samurai Warriors 5. It's gonna be night and day difference if the Capcom did a Sengoku Basara 5. That'll show Koei how it's done. Moira is cool. I like her dad. Moira's dad is the best guy in Resident Evil. Don't at me. Barry is the best. Ah, Kasuga. Yeah, she's still a clone of Sasuke. People say Kasuga is best girl. I disagree. I mean, she's hot, but doesn't make her the best girl. She spent most of her time getting horny over Kenshin. Koei Tecmo would sue Capcom for taking their games and make it better. Curves in all the right places, absolutely. I like to joke, as you guys know, I like to joke Kasuga, calling her Kenshin's Rangiku. Considering Kenshin is voiced by Toshiro from Bleach. She's so horny for Kenshin. She forgot how to be a good ninja.
全ては見仏のおぼし召し。
苦戦すること必要です。
Kasuga is the plot of Basara.
私がやらなければ私の
本敵退散参る。皆の者恐れるな。奴も人の小僧。
容赦はいらぬ。
いただくわ
Oichi is the best. She's most memorable. I like Oichi too. Probably she's the third best girl in Basara for me. Do you think No will go back to how she was before in Summer War 6? If Koei decided to make Summer War 6, like I don't even know what Koei's planning for Summer War 6. Hell, I don't think they. Now people are talking about Summer Wars 5 expansion. I don't even think Summer Wars 5 is getting an expansion at this point. They just that game was just dropped altogether by Koei. Yep, it's been 2 years after almost 2 years after the release of Summer Wars 5. Good luck, Profar, with the stream. Oh, thank you so much, King. Are you leaving, by the way? I think they said they would do a game in the Toyotomi era. If SW5 sell well. Again, only time will tell.
最後に滅ぶはあなた方ですよ。
But then again, like I said, I made a video about it before. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to ditch that idea, and when they go to Summer Wars 6, they just did what they did in Summer Wars 4. So they do what they did with Summer Wars 4. Cover all the story, have all the characters. Yes, I can keep my eyes open for more than a minute. So, you want to go to sleep? All right. Have a nice dream, Miss King. Take care.
守りなさい。何としても。
It's kind of like how I see Dynasty, how they approach Dynasty War 6 to 7. Like Dynasty War 6 was an experimental game. They want to try something different, but they rushed the game to make the game as a PlayStation 3 launch title.
案ずるな。
And in the next game, they decided, you know, let's just drop this idea altogether and go back to how we did things. But slightly different, of course. It's not completely like what they did in Dynasty Wars 3, 4, and 5, but in terms of like combat, they use the normal charge attack systems. But they do have new movesets compared to Dynasty Wars 5 for Dynasty Wars 7. That's what I'm seeing with Summer Wars 6. They might go back to how they do things in Summer Wars 2, 3, and 4 with a normal charge and probably hyper attack systems. Well, I mean, they did that in Summer Wars 5, but what I'm saying is that they're probably gonna... You know what I'm saying. Summer Wars 5 sold, well, compared to other titles such as, compared to other titles such as probably their spin-off games, Age of Calamity, even their Dynasty Wars, I don't think Summer Wars 5 sold as much as their other titles, especially, okay, from what I've heard, Summer Wars 5 sold, because of Summer Wars 5, the entire Summer Wars series sold 8 million copies. Now, people are saying that Summer Wars 5 sold 8 million copies, which is a bullshit claim. It did not sell 8 million copies. What the articles and the report says, because of Summer Wars 5, Summer Warriors as a series sold total 8 million copies, which is not a high, which is not a high number. I mean, I get it, these titles are niche, but even Dynasty Warriors sold better than Summer Wars. Like Dynasty Warriors 9 alone, it sold 1 million copies as of 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Almost every Dynasty Warriors game post Dynasty Warriors 2 sold at least 1 million copy. I mean, I get it. Dynasty Warriors is the more known title compared to Summer Wars. The only Summer Wars game that sold 1 million was Summer Wars 1. Now, sales doesn't really reflect on quality. That's what I said. But, okay, first of all, I want to talk about this. If people say, oh, if Summer Wars 5 do well... Hello, Monorai, here it comes, yeah. If Summer Wars 5 do well, they might do a better job in Summer Wars 6. Like you said, probably focus on the Toyotomi Tokugawa era and so forth. I wouldn't pass it... I wouldn't pass Koei, you know, at this point. Like, when it comes to Koei games, I do have my own standards, but at the same time, I keep my expectations not too high. Because here's the thing. I wouldn't pass Koei to make a subpar Summer Wars 6. Or at least, because from what I've seen so far, ever since the end of Basara games, ever since Basara games are no more, Koei Warriors games, for the main one, I'm not talking about the spin-off ones, because I don't really play a lot of spin-off games. For the main ones, quality has been dropped. Starting from Dynasty Warriors 9, and then Warriors Orchi 4, and then Samurai Warriors 5. It dropped. Like, the quality is not... it's subpar at best. Especially the Dynasty Warriors 9. Like, I hate that when it comes to Koei and the community, ever since Dynasty Warriors 9, you know, I'm talking about more or less the same things, but you know what, whatever, because you guys have a discussion about this. I will give my thoughts always. It's just that the mentality for Koei and also its fan base ever since Dynasty Warriors 9 is that, yeah, how can we not make Dynasty Warriors 9? How can our quality, or how can these games be not as bad as Dynasty Warriors 9? Which shouldn't be the case, you know? Which shouldn't be the case for any games, or like in this case Koei games. Like, we shouldn't use the worst game as our benchmark. Like, that's a really low bar to set, because ever since Dynasty Warriors 9, I keep hearing the same thing when it comes to their newer games. It's not just their main series. It's their spin-off game as well, like Pirate Warriors 4, Age of Calamity, Token Ranbu. Those games, every time a new game comes out, it's always the best Musou game ever. Orchi 4 came out. Whoa, it's one of the best Musou games ever. Summer Wars 5 came. So far, this is one of the best ever. Like, the best ever because our benchmark is Dynasty Warriors 9? Really? Hello, Kuni. Yeah, I do believe Summer Warriors deserve more recognition. Yeah, Token Rambu, look, it's not just look super mid. The gameplay is absolutely mid. And another argument I keep hearing when I talk about quality and the decline in quality is that, oh, these are not AAA games. These are niche games. Like, Koei Warriors games are a niche game. Don't expect too much from them. They're not AAA. Well, I will always say this. If they are not AAA, then why are these games more expensive than AAA? Like, I can't, like, do you honestly believe when you play a game like Dynasty Warriors and Empires, that game is worth $70? Oh, there are too much problems with Summer Wars 5, honestly, no. Not too much, too many problems with Summer Wars 5. Yeah, Koei Tecmo on their way to make the safest and middest games ever. Like, even their other games, I don't play a lot of Souls game or a lot of Monster Hunter games, but my good friend does. He played Wild Hearts and Wulong, and is a big Monster Hunter fan, and one of his favorite quote-unquote Souls game is Sekiro.
私の力見せてやる
What he said is that Wild Heart is not a bad game, but it's very mid at best. It's subpar. Because considering he played a lot of Monster Hunter from Capcom, Wild Hearts isn't as good as he hoped for. Again, I mean, considering Wild Hearts is trying to be Monster Hunter, so of course my friend will use Monster Hunter as a benchmark for quality. Same goes with Wulong. What my friend said about Wulong is that it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game, but compared to other Souls games, it's pretty mid.
助けがあります。
いただくよ 私が盾にならなければ
Better than SW4 in what quality? In what terms? Yeah, I know, Brainer. Koei is not a small company. Oh, ever since the merger, their DLC practices is garbage. Dead or Alive is probably the worst one, the worst offender there.
あの方が私を見ている私の力見せてやるお味はいかがご覧ください私の命を私の力見せてやるそんなまさかここで死のうとあの方を守るあの方のため戦う
The only thing better than Summer Wars 4 for Summer Wars 5 is the art style. That's it. Get out of here, Kasuga. You know, Profar, the other day I found Summer Wars background music being sold as a DLC stuff on the PlayStation 4. Why am I not surprised? Character designs, art direction, new weapons, and moveset. I know clones exist, but still also less character, which I also like. Alright then. Well, I can give you reasons why Summer Wars 5 is worse than 4. Let me pull out my list first. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your opinion. I'm not dunking on it, but I give my reasons. First, cut roster, but clone movesets. The fact that Summer Wars 5 has less character but more clones is a complete mess. In fact, it has more clones than Dynasty War 6. Cut roster, yet some characters are barely playable in the story mode. Magoichi, for example, he's only playable once, and he's only playable in the Reverie chapter. Yoshimoto is only playable twice. Shingen is only playable twice. Kenshin is only playable once. Motonari, Takakage are only playable once. Again, that completely defeats the purpose of having a cut roster. And then some stages are missing. You can't even play as the opposing side in some stages. For example, Anegawa, you can't play the Azai as Anegawa. You can't play as the Takeda in Nagashino. You can't play as Tetorigawa in Uesugi. Like, why have Kenshin in the first place? Like, the story is about Nobunaga, yet you have Kenshin, and the battle that where Kenshin is involved with Nobunaga, he's not even playable. Kizugawa, you can't play with the Mori. Again, this completely defeats the purpose of having a cut roster. Moveset distribution between weapons are not balanced. Like, have you played the spear in Summer Wars 5? That weapon only has 5 combos, yet some weapons have like 12 combos. Like, it's all over the place. The distribution is really fucked, with no value whatsoever. Again, lack of gameplay modes. The game only has Musou, free mode, and Citadel mode. Speaking of free mode, did you know that free mode is restricted in Summer Wars 5? You can't even play as all of the characters in in free mode. For example, if you play which battle? I'm taking the battle of wait, what battle? Oh yeah, the battle of Muraki Garrison, where you have to escort Nobunaga into the escape point. You cannot play as Nobunaga in that game or in that stage on free mode. Now you might say, oh, it's probably to prevent the same characters in the same side, which it may look like that, but in some stages, like the battle of Harima, if you play as Kanbei and Hideyoshi, Kanbei and Hideyoshi will arrive as reinforcements for your side, so you have two Kanbei and Hideyoshis on the same side. So again, restricting free mode is completely pointless. And this is the only Warriors game where free mode is restricted. Again, no explanation why they did that. It's just there, which again completely defeats the purpose of free mode. Charging alternate colors as DLC. The game is $70. In fact, in my place, the game is almost $80 without the DLCs. The game doesn't even have pre-title cutscene. Like, you know how a lot of Warriors games, before you press start, you have an opening cutscenes. Samurai Warriors 5 does not have an opening cutscene. In fact, it's the only Samurai Warrior. Oh no, Spirit of Sana doesn't have an opening cutscene as well. So yeah. Hell, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires had an opening cutscene. And for a reboot, they used almost the same assets. Like, they use a lot of the same animation, a lot of the same music from Samurai Warriors 5. Hell, they use the same generic officer models from Samurai Warriors 4. They use more or less the same troops from Samurai Warriors 4. It's more or less Samurai Warriors 4.5. Yeah, I know it has Senna. I like Senna too, but it doesn't make the game better. But I like Motonari's design in Samurai Warriors 5. I mean, Koei handled the story in Samurai Warriors 5 really, really bad. Like Samurai Warriors 5, like, people praise the story, which again, I don't know what they're smoking when they say the story is amazing. And not to mention, even if the story is good, it doesn't justify the game being $75. Yeah, I agree, Brainer. They also handled the Mount Hiei massacre really, really poorly as well in Samurai Warriors 5. Like, I'm not sold with Demon King Nobunaga in Samurai Warriors 5. Like, he's not... He's more emo than ruthless in Samurai Warriors 5. Yeah, I'm playing DMC 2 style here, fighting Kenshin. Just keep shooting. Senna really could use better writing. I facepalm hard. Yep, me too. Hello, Lightning Shot. Lightning Shot. Welcome. Another thing that really bothers me with the story in Samurai Warriors 5, you know how Nobunaga's entire descent into the Demon King was written in that game? Oh, because Lady No was killed, right? Lady No was killed as she was being shot by Magoichi. And then you know what they did to Magoichi? Nothing. Nobunaga Nobunaga's entire reason for becoming the Demon King was because Magoichi killed No, and he became this ruthless lord. Yet he didn't even take out the guy who killed his wife. Like, he just let Magoichi go. I mean, granted, the game explained, oh yeah, he's just a trigger. I'm going after the Shogun because he's the one who ordered it. But still, this is the guy who clipped your wife. Like, if someone, let's say, God forbid, I'm not hoping something like that happens to me. If someone shot my wife, okay, I'm going after the one who did it and the one who paid, or the one who told him to do it. Not just the one who told him to do it. And not to mention, another missed opportunity, or another, another Koei blunder here is that, considering Magoichi was the one responsible for Kicho's death and also Nobunaga's turn into the Demon King, you might think that would lead to Nobunaga massacring the Saika in the Saika village. You know what they did with the Saika village in Summer Wars 5? Nothing. The game doesn't even have Saika village. Sena and Nouhime seriously gotta die just for Nobunaga and Ieyasu, just to have them develop. I'm not a big fan of that trope. Yeah, I really hate that. If you think about it, Okuni, most of the almost all three at least, 3 of the female characters in Summer Wars 5 are just there as you could say plot devices. No is there to die so that Nobunaga can turn into the Demon King. Sena is there to die to develop Ieyasu. Mitsuki is there to trigger the Honoji rebellion, as we are playing it right now. Oichi, she just disappeared after Tetorigawa. Yeah, amazing writing there, right? Look, I can shit on Summer Wars 5 as long as I could. I guess at this point, you guys like hearing me shitting on Summer Wars 5. I agree, Okuni. Nouhime is lovely, but I've always preferred pre-Summer Wars 5 Nouhime. She has a personality. Like, I always compare her to Morticia Adams, and you could say Nobunaga is her Gomez. I mean, you can't be a demon queen without a husband. That's how it is in Sengoku Jidai, at least. I mean, Hime means lady or princess. on pre-SW5 Motonari back, but I don't mind his new design. Deal Motonari.
強い武将がおります猪木とはもろいもろすぎますね光秀様の恐ろしさを知らんな
いただくよ
さああがいてください
DMC's 2 style. No, it's more than just Oda's wife. Understand.
なんという兵の数だ
And here's the thing about characters' personality being dumbed down is that Summer Warriors, Dynasty Warriors isn't the point where they have too many characters.
面白くなってきましたよ
Oh, I already mentioned my first and second best girl in Basara. First is Matsu, second is No. Third is Oichi.
お味はいかが
Matsu is another character I wish was in Summer Wars 5. Yeah, I agree. Less characters mean more personality, but unfortunately, Summer Wars 5 failed on that. They have less characters and less personality. At least with Summer Wars 2, 3, and 4, No was portrayed as Nobunaga's wife, while in Summer Wars 5, she's just a plot device. Again, on paper, Summer Wars 5 had a good idea, cutting the characters to give more personality, but in reality, no personality whatsoever. Now, I mentioned this in my previous video about weapon switching, is that when it comes to video games, how do you reflect personality? Their gameplay. Like, here. No's personality in this gameplay alone has a lot more personality than whatever No is in Summer Wars 5. I don't know why, I don't know why Koei doesn't get the idea that gameplay reflects personality. Like, here's the thing, when people talk about less characters, more personality. Again, on paper, that's the ideal scenario, but when you play games like Summer Wars 5, do you really think these most of the characters have personality? Or they're just there? That's why I said Summer Wars 5 cut quality and quantity. I mean, I take games as they are as well. If games are garbage, I will say it's garbage. Like, that's the thing. I'm looking at these as they are, which is why I said what I said about Summer Wars 5 and other Musou games. Not just other Musou games, games in general. Fighting games, racing games, whatever. Like, I don't like Mortal Kombat 11. I think Mortal Kombat 11 is bloated as fuck. One of the things that turned me off with Mortal Kombat 11 is the cosmetics. You really need to grind for the sake of grinding. Not like, here's the thing about video games to me. So I kind of want to talk about this as well. When people, let's say, I have legit complaints or like legit things I want to see better, and then people said, "Oh, you just enjoyed what it is, you know, appreciate the games for what they are." Yeah, if the game is bad, I will call them bad. That's what they are. You know, that's what called being objective. Now, appreciating games for what they are, it's not the same with turning a blind eye, turn your brain off, and then enjoy it for what it is. Even though it's bad, don't complain. Because if you're complaining, you'll be miserable. I know complaining too much is gonna make someone miserable, but here's the thing. I enjoyed Summer Wars 5 for what it is. I really do. But to say the game is like amazing, no, I'm not gonna say it's amazing. No, I'm not gonna say it's one of the best. No, I'm not gonna say it's better than most of the games. Of course not. I enjoyed the game for what it is, but if I can't, for the sake of it, I just can't turn a blind eye and then say I'm gonna give praise just because everyone is giving praise. And it's not just in Summer Wars 5. Other games I do that as well. Mortal Kombat 11, like I said, I want to like Mortal Kombat 11. I really do. I want to like it. But the grind system in that game, the cosmetics, it really turns me off. I can't enjoy the game just from that alone, because it takes most of the enjoyment of the game. Like, you're grinding for the sake of grinding, which shouldn't be the case. Other games that I complained of, let's see. Other games that I complained, because I played, you know, I played other games that are better. Dynasty Warriors 4. People praise Dynasty Warriors 4, except me. I like Dynasty Warriors 4 when it came out. It's one of my first PS2 games. One of the reasons why I wanted to buy a PS2 was Dynasty Warriors 4. But to me, the game really aged poorly, because I played other hack and slash, I played other Musou games that did better than Dynasty Warriors 4. It's no longer my gold standard. Like I said, Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes is the best Musou game for the PS2. Ever since Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes, my standard for these games is different. Dynasty Warriors 4 has become outdated once I've played Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes. Other games, such as, let's say, kart racing games. Crash Team Racing is one of my favorites. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, to me, is one of the best kart racing games of all time. I love Mario Kart as well. But when people say Mario Kart 64 is the best, I disagree. I think Mario Kart 64 is good, but the game really aged poor. But the game didn't really age well, in my opinion, compared to other Mario Kart games that come after it. It's basically every game, fighting game. Like, again, fighting games. Mortal Kombat, original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, especially 1 and 2. I think those games were good at the time, but compared to other Mortal Kombat games that come after, I don't think the game aged really well. Objectively speaking, of course. Now, some of you may disagree. I don't mind it, but that's how I see video games or any form of art, music, movies. Like, enjoy them for what it is, yes, but at the same time, like, if for what it is not good, I'm gonna say it's not good. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Okay, some people are just more passionate about what we love, I suppose. I feel like there is no reason for Summer Wars 5 existence other than to make the franchise. I absolutely agree. Summer Wars 4 could have been a nice send-off to the series. Same with Dynasty Warriors 8. Yeah. In fact, I was talking... I want to talk as well, just to prolong the time. I was talking about with my friend about the Dynasty Warriors series. So, he said this. The best course of action for Koei for the next Dynasty Warriors game is make it as the last Dynasty Warriors game. Because when you have the mentality of this is going to be our last game, you're going to give it your all. That's what happened with games like the first Final Fantasy, you know? When Square Enix made the first Final Fantasy game, they planned the game to be their last game ever. That's why it's called Final Fantasy. To their surprise, the game got really popular. The game got, the game blew up in a positive manner. So that's why they decided to, create more Final Fantasy. When it comes to video games, I think my friend made a good point there. Like, when it comes to making video games, you should you should have the mentality of this is going to be our last game ever. Because it's either all or nothing. Again, I'm not dunking on people who likes games that aren't different than me. I'm just saying how I feel, you know? I'm just saying what my thoughts are. You can enjoy anything you want at this point, but at the same time, I'm not gonna change my opinion, or I'm not gonna be honest when it comes to my thoughts just because someone else had a different opinion. Like you can enjoy Mortal Kombat, you can like Mortal Kombat 11, for example, but I'm not gonna change my opinion because you like Mortal Kombat 11. Of course I'm not gonna be like of course I'm not gonna be like all knowing, all intelligent. At least I'm trying not to. Like I'm not trying to be I hope I'm not trying to be a smartass when I say it about things. There are things I don't know and I'm trying to be careful what the things I said, honestly. It's like what happened with Fire Emblem Awakening. It is basically the end of Fire Emblem. So it went crazy with all the ideas. The game turned out to become the best selling in the game. IS is intelligence system. Ah, I see. You're the enemy, sweetie. Musou got both MILFs and DILFs, but Motona is the only one that strikes me as having real TILF energy. It's cool we all have our feelings about things we love. It's what makes us different. I personally just make sure I don't let my passions get the best of me. I mean, that's a good mentality, but I don't want to say this. No. Nobunaga exists, you know. I just want to say this. I don't think people shouldn't complain for the sake of complaining. I agree. But when it comes to here's the thing why I do believe some gamers are passionate when it comes to giving their thoughts. I mean, there's a fine line between passionate and being obsessed. Obsessed is a different story. But when it comes to passionate, one of the things why some people are passionate is that you need to understand gaming is a hobby that's not gaming is not a cheap hobby. You know, you spend money on a PC, you spend money on a console, you spend money on the video game. You basically use some of your earnings to purchase a video game, you know? So one of the things that let's say people like I do complained on a game like Summer Wars 5 or Dynasty Wars 9. I feel like, yes, some of them can be toxic, but some of them, I'm sure a lot of them are fair as well. On the other side, I'm hoping I'm one of those people who give fair criticism. And the thing with fair criticism, what people need to understand is that you pay money to buy these games, right? Even if you, let's say, oh, I torrent the game, yeah, but you have a PC, like you have a PC which also costs well. But most people who got their games, I'm not talking about we're not talking about downloading free or something. We're talking about having an actual game. You buy a copy. You spend $60, $70 for your enjoyment, all right, to have a good time. And then the product that you bought is not worth $60 or $70. You have all the right to complain. Of course, giving death threats or, you know, just being vile on the internet, harassing people, that's not the way to go. But giving fair criticism because you're passionate about the games that you play or the passion about the series, and not to mention you have spent money on that specific video game, that's a right call. So I don't want to sound like I'm being a prick here, but it kind of strikes me the wrong when people say, oh, just enjoy it for what it is, stop complaining, or, you know, if you're complaining too much, it's well, like, dude, I spent $70 on this game. Like, you charge me $70 to play this game, and then the experience I got is not even worth $30. I have all the right to complain. And so same goes with other people. Like, when Dynasty Wars 9 came out, that game was $60, and you're charging me $60 to play a broken, buggy mess of a game. That's what, again, when you have money involved in your hobbies or in anything, it's not just about passion. It's not just about, you know, enjoying things for what it is. You need, like, when you spend money, you want to get all you wanted something worth your money. And it goes not just for video games. It goes for movies, it goes for books, it goes for anything. You know, it goes for any type of service or product. You pay money to earn this product or service that you deserve. I'm passionate because I played Musou when I was around 5 or 6. Yeah, same Musou thing. I played Musou games when I was like, the first one was Dynasty Wars 4. I was 9, I do believe. Yeah, I've been a fan of the series for 20 years. It's not just Musou games. I'm passionate with other games. So beat 'em ups, fighting games, Mortal Kombat specifically. So when I see a bad Mortal Kombat game, it kind of, it kind of hit me hard. But again, it's not just about quality here. Again, when when money is involved, that's a different story. Some people do have the right to complain about things when they pay money from their from their hard work to get something that is subpar. They have all the right to complain. Same goes with movies. If you buy a ticket to watch the movie and then the movie absolutely sucks, you have all the right to complain. Of course, complaining in a fair way, not being vile or harassing other people. Again, when it's legitimate. So that's what my friend said as well about Wolong and Wild Hearts. The game is not bad, but it's not worth $70. That's what I said about Summer Wars 5 or any of their, like, Orchi 4, you can say. Orchi 4, it's not an awful game, but it's not a good game, and it's certainly not worth $70 to $80 I used to play games I didn't enjoy and complain nonstop. Nowadays, if I don't like it now, I just stop playing that game. It can turn into a toxic cycle if you let it to. Again, toxicity is always everywhere, but again, what I'm trying to say is that, well, okay, in some case you are right in a certain point of view, but not complaining is also it's also not a good thing. Like constantly complaining, constantly arguing, constantly bitching, it's toxic negativity. But turning a blind eye and just accepting without any complaint, it's not a good mentality as well. I feel like it needs some form of balance between good and between positive and negative. Like you know how you said if you complain too much, it's toxic, and then you start to shove your opinions down people's throat. Yeah, I understand that. But when you, let's say, when you do the I'm not saying this is you, when you do the otherwise, tell people just enjoy it for what it is, stop complaining, or you're kind of doing the same thing, if it makes sense. Because when people bitch and going all hateful about a video game, they're trying to force their opinion to other people. I mean, I have that tendency as well. I mean, in fact, a couple of years ago, a couple of months back then, I was like that. I'm trying not to be like that. Like I said, I'm trying, at least I'm doing my best to not be like that. But when you do the opposite, let's say, oh, stop complaining. This is stop complaining. They work hard on this, so just enjoy it for what it is. You're kind of again, I'm not saying this is you, but you're kind of if anyone does that, he or she is kind of doing the same thing, but the reverse. You're forcing people to accept things instead of forcing people to reject. That's what I'm trying to say. Which is why I said you need a good balance between criticism and praise. That's what I'm doing. I think it's a relative how too much investment you have into this. No, if you have been supporting Koei for so long, you have the right to criticize their practice. Exactly. I agree, Brainer. Again, it's not just in the terms of Koei, of course. It's everything. Whether it's movies, books, anime, series. Like, how many people complain about anime? Like, some of the complaints are not good, but some of them are legitimate. Some of them are validated. I'm trying to get one example here for anime. Again, I don't really watch it, but I know people complain about the Promise in Neverland season, the Promise to Neverland, but season 2 of that anime. People say it's absolutely sucked because the first season was absolutely amazing. That's what I said. No, that's what I've heard. And then as soon as they get to the second season, it absolutely blows. Or Game of TV series like Game of Thrones. I know people complain about the finale of Game of Thrones. Yeah, investment. That's what Brainer said. Let's use Game of Thrones. People are highly invested in Game of Thrones, right? The series. People say, oh, the series was amazing from season 1 to see, like, you have 8 seasons. A lot of the fans followed from season 1 to season 2, 3, 4, and then they started to notice a drop in quality in 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what I've heard. As soon as they get to the final season, it was a very, very underwhelming finale. Like, it did not live up to the hype or the story from the previous season. There's no, like, the build up from the previous seasons are just completely scrapped, and people have the right to complain about that again, because they have their investment, and not to mention they pay money for the streaming service to watch Game of Thrones. No one ever said you can't complain about things you're passionate about. You can go ahead and do so if you choose to constantly complain about things you hate. Like, yeah, again, I'm not saying it's you, okay? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I mean, constantly complaining about things that you hate is wrong. Is completely wrong, okay? Now, do I have that tendency? Absolutely. I keep bitching about Summer Wars 5. At this point, I complain about Summer Wars 5 for the memes right now. I mean, a lot of people like it when I complain about Summer Wars 5. And I admit, I do it for the meme sometimes, but at the same time, I feel like my criticism is validated. All of my criticism, because a lot of the content creators who praise Summer Wars 5 don't even complete the game. Like, I completed the game, I platinumed the game. Like I said, if I didn't enjoy the game, I wouldn't have platinumed the game. I platinumed the game. I grind that game like a champ, you know. I have all the trophies. I maxed at least the main 27 characters. I don't really play as the unique NPCs. I don't really care about them because they're just there. But yeah, if I didn't enjoy the game, I wouldn't go as far as that. But to say the game is amazing, as one of the best, no, I'm not gonna say that. Lovely ending. They don't have to platinum the game to share how they feel. No, it's not. I didn't say that. Okay, I didn't say that. It's just that I was saying I don't think my criticism is invalidated. My criticism is validated. Like I said that because, again, people praise it. I'm just saying that I have the right to give that opinion. I don't think my opinions of the game is invalidated, considering I completed that game, which no one else did. Again, if the game is that good, that's what I'm saying. If the game is really that good, is amazing, how come almost everyone in the community dropped the game fast? They didn't bother to complete it. You know. Now you can argue we all have we all have our things, being busy in our real life. Same. I'm busy with my real life as well, but I completed it. Like I said, the fact that I completed it before everyone else gives me all the validation to criticize the game. That's what I'm saying. Iconic and laugh at the end. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you played one Musou game again, exactly like Brenner said, it's investments. It's very similar to stocks. When you invest in stocks and get nothing in return, you'll be disappointed. Absolutely agree. Just like in video games, it's not just when investment in the form of money. I mean, like I said, you spend money for a video game. If you didn't get your money's worth, you have all the right to complain. It's that simple. Now, should you be vile and absolutely harass people on the internet? Of course not. But you need, but you need to speak your minds as well, so that at least someone will hear your opinion. But then again, like, I can bitch about Summer Wars 5 all I want. I have no say at Koei Tecmo at the end of the day. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and just say whatever. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and follow other people saying it's the best, and I have to say the best just because everyone says so. No, I'm not that kind of guy. Like I said, I'm trying to be as objective as possible, regardless if I have a say or not when it comes to Koei's decision. I'm just gonna say things how it is. It is what it is. Nouhime absolutely should have been brought back in Sengoku Basara 4. Well, I'm feeling really, at the start I was a little exhausted, but at the end of the stream, considering we have this discussion, I'm feeling really pumped up, and it's a nice stream. It's 1 hour 50 minutes. I think that's enough for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. My apologies for last stream being cut off prematurely because, yeah, power outage. I was really upset, and you can say I was not happy after that happened at home, and was really mad. But it is what it is. I calmed down a little bit the next day, so yeah. It's getting late for me right now. I need to go and get my beauty sleep. Good night. Yeah, good night. If you enjoyed the stream, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join the Profar Koei Hunter X Discord server. And I'll see you guys